We're just practical.
You guys are aware of what happened. You want to be a... We've finally approved the animal shelter.
Yay.
Excuse me, the animal services facility. We're supposed to retrain ourselves on that because people hear shelter and they think it just needs to be a big metal box.
See it? There we go.
Like cages. Yes, this is a fun board.
Yes, I am so excited.
Good morning. And yes, I always come in the day after the BOCC meeting, so this is not the easiest board assignment to have. Especially when we go till like 11 or 12 o'clock at night. Hey, my watch still says 9.
Yep, it is 9.
All right, call this meeting to order of the Citrus County Tourist Development Council meeting. Today is March 11th, 2026 at 9 a.m. Would anybody like to give the invocation? You seem to be our designated Max.
Go
And then,
to Max.
As a veteran, you can also lead us in the pledge.
Alrighty, thank you. And I'm thanking God for this group being assembled. We're thanking you for the new blood. We hope you'll empower them with the spirit of service that brings even better management of tourism to our county, even better growth, and at the same time protects our ways. And we ask that you do this in the Lord's heavenly name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Elvis, were you in on the betting?
I was not. I refused to take part in things of that nature.
All the good times were
Smart
already
man.
taken when he got his turn, so.
Give me your 20 later.
All right, oath of office.
All right, I will go ahead and call Michael Mankey up here with me.
How many years is this?
All right, here is a pen for when you're ready. All right, so I'm going to say a few words and have you repeat after me.
Okay.
I, Michael Mankey,
I, Michael Mankey,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
protect, and defend
protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United States and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
and that I am duly qualified
and I am duly qualified
to hold office
under the Constitution
of the state,
of the state,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully
and faithfully
perform and accept
the duties
of a member
of a member
of the Citrus County
of the Citrus County
Tourist Development Council,
Tourist Development Council,
on which I am about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God. All right, you sign here, please. Thank you so much. Perfect.
How many years is this?
14.
Are you the longest running member of the
And
board?
now,
He
since
is.
resigned or didn't fulfill.
Well,
Don't hold it against me.
I know what we're gonna do at A5.
No, we're not. I did that 8 years already.
I rarely miss a meeting, I have to say.
All right, I'll call Nancy Desai up now as a new member. All right, here's the pen whenever you're ready. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you so much. All right, so I'll just say a few words. Have you repeat after me. I, Nancy Desai,
I, Nancy Desai,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
protect, and defend
protect, and defend
the Constitution and government
the Constitution and government
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
and that I am duly qualified
and that I am duly qualified
to hold office
to hold office
under the Constitution
under the Constitution
of the state,
of the state,
and that I will well
and that I will well,
and faithfully
faithfully
perform and accept
perform and accept
the duties of a member
the duties of a member
of the Citrus County
of the Citrus County
Tourist Development Council,
Tourist Development Council,
on which I am about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, if you can just sign there. Perfect, thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you.
Welcome, Nancy.
It's good to keep the name going.
Of the state,
of the state,
and that I will
and that I will
well and faithfully
well and faithfully
perform and accept
perform and accept
the duties of a member
the duties of a member
of the Citrus County
of the Citrus County
Tourist Development Council,
Tourist Development Council,
on which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, you sign there. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would like to officially welcome the new members. Thank you for joining us on this fun board. And I would really like it if each of you would just say a few words about your background, what business you have, et cetera, just so all of us are on the same page. Obviously, I read bios. I just want to make sure that we have a baseline for all the members, and maybe we even do it for all of us, because you don't know who we are necessarily. Pardon?
And they know what we're doing, too.
Exactly, exactly. Max, you want to just start off and we'll just go around?
Coming up on 3 years on the board. My background is 26 years in the Air Force, 14 in the Defense Intelligence Agency, and then 12 years, most of it writing books on tourism with Tom, and hiking, biking, kayaking, and posting.
So you are, what's your official position on here? It's, what is it called?
Citizen interest.
Interested citizen? Yes.
And I've never been accused of being anything but that.
I don't know, you came from the intelligence area, so that you might be a little sketchy.
That would be a safe bet.
Ray?
I'm Ray Smitherman. I'm the GM at Stillwater Preserve RV Resort. I have a 15-year background in law enforcement. I spent some time in Nashville, about 20 years. 15 of that was probably in the tourist industry up there. Managed RV parks in the state of Texas, which transitioned me to the beautiful state of Florida to take over Stillwater. And so,
They did a lovely job with that.
amazing job. So we are we're thriving right now, so it's going very well. So
Excellent.
excited about being on this board.
Okay. Michael?
Michael Mankey, been in the hotel business for a few years. All around the state, covered the nation, did some international stuff, so relatively, I'm a hospitality tax collector member by and large. So I think I've been on the board 14 years now, or 15 or something like that. So, yeah, happy to be here, happy to serve.
Excellent.
Luann Jacobs, my husband and I own the Cove Resort and Pub in Inverness. I think this is my second year on the board, maybe third. And been self-employed my whole life. We moved to Florida about 18 years ago.
My name is Chris Ensing. I've been on this is my first year, so I'm here representing the city of Crystal River as a council person, but I also have a construction company and real estate, and so I'm involved because they made me. No, we get to choose which
love you too.
we get to choose which boards we wanted to be on, and this is one I wanted to serve. So glad to do it.
Tom?
Tom Craig, City Council Inverness, same thing. I'm the representative for the city of Inverness. My history is design and marketing for a company called Resort Works. I've been in the tourist business for 45 years in retail stores all over the country. But I retired here because I love this county, and right now I'm on the TDC, the council. I'm the president of the Withlacoochee State Trail, the president of 501c3, the Creative Arts and Culture Alliance, and I love serving this board. This is really fun.
Good. I'm Holly Davis. Besides being a commissioner, I'm a creative director and copywriter and own an ad agency. We do quite a bit of work in tourism on a personal basis. I grew up swimming in Three Sisters Springs all by myself. So I have seen a dramatic change in what the load that the river has to take now of fans. And I'm also an avid scuba diver and former horseback rider in the woods. So a lot of the things that attract people to Citrus County are things that I love to do. So it's nice to be on this board.
That's great. Hi, everyone. My name is Nancy Desai. Today is my first day here. I grew up in Crystal River. I work for Marriott. I have a finance background, and our family has hotels, dive centers, and restaurants in the community, so hospitality-based. Grew up in the business, working in the summers and off summers, working all the time. But I have two kids, an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old, and I'm excited for this new chapter.
I'm Tracy Wood. I have been in Citrus County for 26 years from Michigan. Sorry. I moved here. No, I love it here. I absolutely love it here. I came here for vacation because I heard about manatees and moved here 2 months later so that I could share them with people. And I've been doing that ever since. I love wildlife in this area. And I also am a horseback rider and a scuba diver and all things in the water. I'm happy to be here.
Fun. Thank you, and I'm glad you're here too. Fun fact that I learned at a Florida Association of Counties that we pull Midwesterners here because people travel down the interstate, right? Yeah. So the East Coast is stuck with the damn Yankees. And I say that with a lot of love. I mean, I've got, a lot of people I work with up there and everything, so it's totally a joke. But they come down 95, and then when they settle on the East Coast, their friends come to visit them, and so there's a much larger concentration of the Eastern Seaboard on the East Coast, and then we lucked out and got the Midwesterners.
Yes, that's for sure.
Anyway.
Anders especially.
Okay, we're on to roll call.
Awesome. Okay, start off with Chris Sensing.
Here.
All right. Max Showman.
Here.
Tracy Wood.
Here.
Tom Craig.
Here.
Ray Smitherman.
Here.
Luann Jacobs.
Here.
Nancy Desai.
Here.
Holly Davis.
Here.
Michael Mankey.
Here.
All accounted for.
Yay. Is this the first time we've had everyone in a very long time?
Very long time.
Ever since Shoemaker got, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Who would like to be vice chair? Anyone want to volunteer? If not, we're going to volunteer someone. Anybody want to make a nomination?
Would nominate Tom Craig to keep in consistency with the protocols that happen in meetings such as this.
I second that emotion.
Any other
Woody Robinson, 1967, sorry.
Any other nominations? No? All right. Any further board discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right. Don't worry about it. I rarely will miss.
The pool this morning, I lost. So.
What was the betting line, by the way?
You didn't bet. There was no money involved.
What, 9 and 30 seconds?
Somewhere over, somewhere under.
Okay. Looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
Motion by Max Schulman, second by Chris Ensing. Any board discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Approval of minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by Michael Mankey, second by, I'll just call it Lou Ann Jacobs. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Open to the public. Anybody like to address the board? Get 3 minutes. Nope. Nope. Yay! Hi, Leslie. Okay, presentations. Anything? Nope. All right, Paradise Advertising microsite proposal.
All right. Well, this is a continuation, or I should say, continued development of our eco-compliant partner program, and we are now ready to get moving to launch the new microsite for these businesses. It's going to be a part of our overall umbrella of CARES program that we're going to be instituting not only on the manatee side, but we're going to probably be expanding this from the kayaking tours, paddleboard tours, a lot of other tours as well, because we want to make sure we're just, not only in compliance with from an eco tourism standpoint, but we're doing right by the community, and the sustainability part is what's going to be important as our crowds continue to, increase and things of that nature. This is a good way to get this under wraps. I'll let Terry talk about a little bit about some of the deliverables.
Didn't tell me I was doing this. All right, well, there we go. All right, so, I got it. Thank you. So if you look at the microsite and digital build, the point of the microsite is going to be called Discover Crystal River Cares. So the goal is to grow it, to cover all parts of the county, to discuss sustainability. Initially, it's going to have our eco-compliant program partners listed, talk about the program. It's also going to tell people specifically for international travel what you do when you come here, how to be a good visitor in our destination. A lot of people do things differently in other parts of the country and other parts of the world, so there'll be something on there for that. There'll be information about our nonprofits in the area that work, like the Homosassa River Restoration Project, the Save Crystal River, Friends of the Refuge. I mean, we'll have all that on there as well. So anything that has to do with our environment. They will host this one page. They will keep it up. They also, as a PR firm, they are going to promote this for us around the world, so that we get some recognition for it as well. The reporting will be pretty intense and detailed as far as not only the clicks, but the click-through rate, where they're coming in, where they were clicking from. Sorry, I'm stuttering. I wasn't prepared for this. You got me. So anyway, you guys have all the information there. It's a pretty robust program, and this is just the first phase. The entire phase 2 and phase 3, which will be the last, just in 3 phases. The total project will probably be around the $200,000 mark, but we're going to spread that out over a couple of years. This is just the initial launch. The reason that we've decided to go with Paradise as well is they are part of the World Travel World Travel Sustainability Forum or something like that, which is part of the World Travel Organization. So they are a certified member, so that carries a lot of clout as well, as far as, especially in foreign countries. So anyway, we're pretty excited about it. This program itself has gotten a lot of recognition internationally. When we were over in Germany, all of the people were saying, we heard you got this new program. I don't know how they heard about it because we really haven't promoted it internationally, but they were all very pleased to hear that because the European countries especially are very sensitive about interacting with nature and how it might affect them negatively. So they were very excited to know that we were doing something proactively.
I am really proud of the team for doing all this. Thank you.
And also, I'll add, it's actually going to be the first launch is going to be 4 to 6 pages, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, so that'll be huge. And Terry's right. Just being in Berlin, from from an international standpoint, they don't want to do anything that's harming any kind of animals. So we have to make sure that we're doing that right. So I think, our partners, from Save Crystal River and our other, FWC, everybody's really behind it. I'm really excited, and it's something starting from scratch. So it's going to be a true micro site, and on its own. So really excited about that, and we're happy to move forward. Any
At
questions?
some point, when you think you've gotten it to a certain point that's good to show it to the board, to the BOCC.
Sure,
I think you
100%.
should bring them up to speed on this.
We definitely will.
How did the people use this program?
Well, so it's a couple ways. So, we have an application process for all the operators. So you have to meet those particular standards to qualify, and then those particular businesses are highlighted on the actual website. So now those are targeted, small businesses that visitors when they come into town, and we get a lot of questions, when they come into the Welcome Center or even inquiries over the phone about, where can they go out, who does this, who does that, what type of regulations they use. So now we have an actual site where they can go, and then those particular businesses are going to be highlighted for those particular tours.
Okay, so this is just for the tour operators, basically?
Yes.
Right now,
Right now.
Okay.
just for now.
And they're going to be able to go to a website or something and have all the information and, okay, all right.
The
Yes.
whole program will be outlined there. You'll be able to see all the criteria.
Yep.
Okay.
And our first rollout, I remember, we came and started visiting some of the operators with the the new logo sticker that we have, for of course in this case their boats, for their businesses, and then once we expanded, we want to kind of expand it, across a little bit of everything, with the whole CARES program initiative. Good thing about this is, keep in mind, this also ties right into our strategic plan from an advocacy standpoint. So, everything we're doing now, at least for the next 5 years and even beyond, even though our strategic plan is for 5 years, we really want to focus in on that and tie everything that we're doing a part of those initiatives. So,
I haven't checked in the last couple of years, but UNESCO and I believe World Travel has always had a strong historical and cultural portion as sustainability. And I particularly hope we find a way to get some grants to help small business tours include that, and to see if we can find our way to some national money, particularly for the undertold and untold stories that we have here, particularly the Seminoles and the post-Civil War forced labor groups, that the story can be told in ways that we don't have to be ashamed of, but that need to be told. Don't have to make people uncomfortable, and that's, the heart of sustainability is giving folks skin in the game so they don't fear tourism.
Right. Now, I want to make sure that you know this, Max. That is part of what we're going to be doing as well, because what's more sustainable than keeping our history alive? So our history is going to be a large part of that. So thank you for pointing that out. I did want, and I'll be calling on you for some help with that.
Yes.
So this microsite is designed to be consumer facing,
Correct.
so that it
Well,
drives.
well, it's also going to be referred to for our tour operators in
Right.
other countries, so that they have the capability to know who's who.
And then will this look like a seamless tab on our Discover Crystal River website?
Yes.
And are there, besides, I'm assuming, more of a traditional push and PR, will there be an SEM, SEO component to
Yes.
this? Is that part of the 42?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
How does this relate to the sticker and program for the tour operators that we already have in place? Is this the online component of that?
Yes, this is the benefit for them, that is one of the value adds for them is in being part of this program, is that they get this sort of the preferred partner. We will do fam tours with them, the journalists, the media that come, they'll sort of get first dibs on that kind of stuff. And then, as we know, we talked about with some of the tour operators, that if that's something that's important to them, there'll be press releases to all the foreign operators.
And
to
will-
let them know that this is there.
And will there be like the county has been promoting clean water and cleaning up the bays and
Anything and
rivers.
everything that has to do with our county that is sustainable and eco-friendly will be in this site eventually, yeah.
Yeah, to be honest with you, we feel that this is going to be, I would say, a nation-leading type of model, and I think it's going to. I would feel like it's going to receive quite a few accolades from a national standpoint about what we're trying to do and what we're going to be doing. So, like the sticker, when you talk about the sticker, like the sticker program, or the logo and the certification, that was really the first wave of it. Now it's, okay, now let's kind of put the rubber to the road kind of thing. So it's one thing to say, okay, hey, here's here's a logo, here's a presentation for your boats and for your businesses, but that's more of like a local thing, but we have to actually really push it from a national and even an international standpoint.
And the state of Florida, the governor's been giving money right and left for septic sewer and all the cleaning up that we're doing right now. I was seeing the cleanup. It's great.
Veronica, with the county, actually submitted the eco-compliant program for the National Association of Counties.
For NACO.
Excellent.
Great.
Okay, so now, while I like this,
Yeah.
and I think it moves in an important direction, I think you're missing a huge component. We're starting to become a victim of our own success. I know because I deal with this in the city of Crystal River. We're trying to come up, and we've tried for a long time and been very unsuccessful with coming up with ways to try to use the right words to mitigate the amount of tour operators that are on the water in a positive way. We understand the importance. Like we want the tour operators. We want them to be successful. It's what really drives, I think, our city. But we've got a problem, and I think you're missing that portion of it. While I like the eco-compliance thing, it include that special use permit, which really kind of narrows it down to just a few businesses. We're trying to work on this in the city. We're kind of having a tough time. I've tried to revive that, and we're trying to pick up where we left off and carry on. I think that it doesn't involve that portion that you're actually trying to eco-compliant. I don't think it really involves that as much as it could. If that makes sense. I know that
It makes a lot of sense. You have a good point. The thing with the special use permit, that kind of gave us that, I'm going to call it that black and white zone. So what you're talking about is that gray area where, what Chris is talking about is we have a lot of amazing operators. Let's just call it as it is, right? And not all of them have this SUP that is referring to. And of course, this program really revolves around that SUP. So we are scheduling some meetings with FWC to see what we can do around that, because apparently there's some talks about some program changing or some different things that they're looking into. So we're working with them as well to try to figure out, because this program, just so you understand, this is an evolving program. And we want to evolve with it in the right way. So hopefully some of these future meetings with FWC will kind of clear up some of this heartburn that some others may have, with it. And we're definitely working on that. So it's definitely not going unnoticed.
Well, I mean, because one of the problems I believe that we're having is the legitimate, I don't know if that's the right word, tour operators. There are a lot of folks that are operating a lot of kayak tours, say, and they're not following our rules, which aren't that hard to follow. They're finding ways around that. They don't really care about the they might say that they do, but they don't really care about the eco part. I'd like to be able to, if they really cared about that, they would be involved in this too, and not just the fact of dumping kayaks and what. We've got problems, and I think that I don't want to see it get busier without addressing that part. I mean, I'm glad that it's busy. I hope it does. I don't want to see it go away. But I know that a lot of the residents are having problems, and I don't want it to be, well, we feel like there's too many people there. That's not the way we work, right? Are there? And how can we control the number in a positive, eco way? How can we control the number of people that use the water. I know it's tough. It's like we've been working on this for years. I know, but I can't be for like trying to keep promoting something that we've got this core issue with it that we need to somehow straighten out, if that makes sense.
It not only makes.
I don't want that to sound negative as far as the tourism goes, because I'm all for it. So
Yeah.
No,
I gotta say,
We feel you.
Yeah.
We
That-
do.
That's an important part of having a positive component, but, you know, Tom and I, our second book was called Paddling in and Around Citrus County, and we wrote it with Matt Clemens, who was an operator that would not put a boat in the water that didn't have ballast, would not let more than 11 boats go out a day. He was a very outspoken person, and the folks that worked with him were all certified, U.S. Coast Guard safety, all those things set the high standard. So if there's a way that we can have a positive rewards thing that emphasizes those that do, you know, on the one hand, if they're actually violating a city ordinance, that needs to be taken care of. But
well, our city ordinance is not. I don't even know if we really have a city. We don't. But what we have is that we've got this business tax receipt, and it says you have to have a few things. I guess what I'm saying is, when this eco-compliant thing was first brought up, I thought, man, this is a great idea. But I think it should be obtainable by more of the kayak. It shouldn't necessarily be tied to the SUP is one thing. I think that's important, but what does the SUP say about how you operate on the water?
well, and
And incorporating those.
it virtually rules the rest of the county's industry out when you tie it to that, and that's not right. We want to be a county and a collection of communities that are voluntarily not just compliant but setting the standard, and we want it to be positive.
And so, and I'm not speaking for any one individual or anything like that. It's just things that have been brought up. You know, there are other types. Well, I mean, what if I have an airboat company and I'm taking tours or whatever it is, scallop tours, all those things, spread the eco-compliant thing out and not make it. It almost gives the look of it's only available to these people.
I can help with this whole conversation,
Okay.
put everybody at ease for just a moment.
And two things too before you start.
Go for
I
it.
think we're talking about two different issues.
Yep.
You're talking
Yeah,
about
we
a little bit of
we
you're talking
are.
about a little bit of overcrowding and stuff like that, and then now you're talking about SUPs. Those are two completely different
Yes, sir,
issues.
yeah.
So this CARES program we as a unit cannot tackle. We're not a.
We're not oversight.
Yeah, we're not we can't. We're not sheriff. We're not FWC. We're not enforcing. So we can't. To understand that. With the crowding or too many kayaks or something in the water, I think it's just what our role is. We have to continue to educate, etiquette, manners, and things of that nature. And I think our tour operators do a very good job of that as well. I think it's all about our front line staff of our hospitality and tourism community. I think it's our volunteers that we have. We have many of those. So I don't see it as a problem, to be honest with you. I just see it as more opportunity to become better. So that's that particular issue. Now, with the SUPs, I'll let Terry expand on why and why not the SUPs and what the SUPs actually stand for and what they're about.
So the SUPs, as we know, there's a limited number of them, and they're expensive, and they get transferred from one owner to another. If you can, they aren't giving any new ones out, right? So that's it. They're done. So you're right. That does limit. It puts a lot of restrictions. So the idea is originally just to get us started and get a feel for if this was going to take ground and take hold, was to have that as part of the criteria. The next phase of this is going to be if you meet the criteria for earning an SUP, plus have our other criteria, without the SUP, you can be a silver partner, that kind of thing. So that's one of the next phases. That is gonna also be consistent with what we do with the paddle companies and their tours. It's gonna be consistent with what we do with the scalloping, all of that. Scalloping's gonna have its own life as well. So just so you know, this is an evolving program. But we were at the point where something needed to be done, and nothing was being done, and so we just went into action. We are not policing this. This is a voluntary program.
And that's the part too, so we get into this, like you just said, Chris, we've been at this for years. Nothing's been done. It's like, so you got to do something, and sometimes when you do something, you get in that black and white and that gray area is what you're talking about, but we recognize that, and again, that's why this program is evolving, even from the many people in the waters, honestly, we need to have a meeting where everybody's in the same room, the sheriff's office, FWC, us. These are people who are enforcing the waters, because I can get on one part of the water and they'll say, well, that's not my jurisdiction, so.
That's been the huge biggest.
Right, so what we're describing is that's not really a TDC thing, so we have to kind of.
No, I understand, yeah, and I understand, and again, I wasn't trying to no, I'm against this program. I mean, I think it's great. I just want to make sure that what we're saying that we're doing, that it's got to be passed through some of the other places that it does. If we just go, oh yeah, we care about the environment, and then people actually may show up and have a totally different experience. The last time I went kayaking, I'm like, I'm never freaking going back in there again, because it was terrible. Okay, so all I'm saying is, because I don't want this to be. I want this to be where people say, yes, they do care about it, but not look at it and go, doesn't look like they care about it to me. Now I understand that's not, and you're
Right.
right, and I know,
So that's the overcrowding.
Yes, and that's
so
what
that
we're
is
trying to
different
do.
from this, though. I feel like it's two different
No,
issues.
I understand, and I know we're not here. You're not the ones that do that. I guess I'm probably even screaming for some help here. So, and I've been trying to do it, because when I go and bring this stuff up, everybody's going, yeah,
Not our problem.
yeah, can't do it. We tried. It's too hard.
And that's where it's the jurisdiction
there's
part, where
too many
the
pieces,
city, we from the FWC, again, sheriff, actually the Coast Guard. So that's what you're talking about.
If
So
you put that group together, please invite me.
yeah, so that's the part that if the city, and we'll be a part of that solution, of course, but I mean, it's going to bringing all those people to the table with what you're describing, So I didn't want it to be blurred into it's the CARES problem.
Right.
We're actually trying to do the right thing in.
You gave me a
eco-
microphone, so I was like, it's the best way, to
Dang, are you a politician?
Speaking of microphones,
But
I
Chris-
think that we're gonna.
But Chris, I do
get you
believe though, I think this is a good opportunity for you potentially to try to get these stakeholders, those agencies in one room, and 100% the TDC would love to be a part of that. But it's going to take some political, power progress there, where it might come a little bit more from the city and yourself to say, hey, Coast Guard, FWC, sheriff, hey, here's what we want to do. Let's set a time and put something on the books, and TDC is 100% going to be a part of that.
I think you guys have put together a phenomenal program for positive attitude towards the tour guides and the business. And this website is a vehicle to reward the people who participate in the things that are work the way we want it to work. I think our problem, if there's a problem, is not the tour operators, it's individuals who come in their own kayaks. There's so many, it's overwhelmingly more. All those kayaks in the water are not the tour operators.
No,
they're the pontoon boats with the divers in the water. So the big problem is that, if you consider it a problem, I was there on the coldest day this year. I thought that there were a lot of people, but no one was disturbing manatees. Everyone was being peaceful. There were a few people standing on the shore where there was a sign that says no standing on the shore. But to me, it was working really well. It is a lot of people, and it looks like a lot of people. But I got to see manatees, and I brought my friends, and they were thrilled, and it was great. The reward system of the website is the way I love it. You guys brought that to this board's attention, and we are definitely going in the right direction.
We're just hoping that this is sort of a catalyst to inflict change on the waterways, and to do something like maybe Rainbow River has done. And how can we do that? At least get people together and brainstorm and start putting some action behind our concerns, because we have to stay ahead of this. We're already starting to lose control. But from a standpoint of the TDC, we can't do anything other than what we were already doing. So we're hoping that this just energizes the people that have the
And
pull.
I'm all for it.
I know you are. I know.
So you know.
It's not all SUP holders because I'm in the process of applying. I have a couple things I have to get together, and I'm in Homosassa. So,
Yeah, Homosassa
Not
is required
necessarily.
to have SUPs, so
Right.
yeah, so there's a couple differences between Crystal River and Homosassa, so I'm doing what I can to be part of
If,
that as well.
can you end up with the gold standard certificate?
yes, because in Homosassa, SUPs aren't, and they aren't in existence in the waters of Homosassa, so therefore it's not a qualifier for that program, for that level of program.
So I could be gold in Homosassa, but I'd be silver in.
Well, you know, I really don't even want to get into the whole gold and silver thing.
And
It
what,
might be
'Cause
platinum,
we don't
Chris.
even- we
I
don't-
know.
what role
don't have
do
that.
you see hospitality playing in this program?
Eventually, would love to see hospitality be a volunteer where they do the eco-friendly straws, the eco-friendly to-go containers. They don't put bottled waters in rooms. I'd love to get those standards going as well. And there are companies that we can feed from. I know Marriott does a great job with their sustainability program, and as does Hilton and some of the other flagships. So there's that opportunity as well. I mean, this is gonna, like I said, it's gonna grow and grow. This is phase one.
And also education.
I mean, we really want to become, you know, you have so many certified destinations. I know, Michael, you got to go, speak, but we'd like to become a eco-certified, you know, destination. And to become something like that, you know, we have to have a lot of working parts come into play, like, you know, like a Seattle, Washington, places on the West Coast, you know, they are like so much more eco-consciously than we are. You know, we think about paper straws and stuff like that, so.
Since I have a mic, just a couple things. If one, you're 100% correct, Office, it's two separate issues. And I think this is my opinion. If you quit calling it mitigation and start doing positive reaction, like setting the standards, passing regulations, and then the key to all of that is the big E word that nobody wants to take a hold of, which is enforcement. And if you have that, but that is not a Tourist Development Council board stuff. We're here to support it. And again, I must speak. We're here to support it. We're here to help. We think it's a great thing. But until the governments get things proactively done and quit talking about stopping what we're designed to create, then we're going to be at a loggerhead all the time. So
Totally.
again, please, if the word mitigation comes out one more time for tourism, I may quit the board.
Oh, well, I just, sorry about that. That was that was just a word.
Frank used to use it all the time,
I've
too,
never,
so-
I have not been in a position to even really deal with this stuff before. And believe me, when I start asking the questions, I get like, we tried this, we can't do it. My only point was, I'm all for this because I think it needs to continue to move forward. I want to see it kind of point backwards too, so we go, hey, listen, this is what we're doing over here. We gotta back this up. So from our side too, obviously, I know that, you know, because we're the ones that have the control over this, but getting control over it, you know, it's like the Scarecrow, you know, in the Wizard of Oz. Everybody's going like, it's like that.
Mike's comments also highlight another thing, and it's the other big E, that's education. We only advise the commissioners, but until we get to the point where we're taking a whole of county government and whole of community approach, and I'll use a specific education example, until our with the Kootenai Technical College is teaching sustainability courses, and they're made available to the hoteliers. We get grants so that they can have the frontline workers trained on the differences they can make and what good sustainable practices are. We'll never get there. So I don't know how we get past stovepipes and get some connective tissue with the other parts, but education for the workforce has got to be a big part of it.
Well, Office and I met with the Kootenai Tech, and that's a conversation that's ongoing.
It is.
If we get all those folks together, we're probably going to need a WWE referee there.
Well, you know, listen, I think the TDC has done an amazing job in not just the staff. I mean, to be honest with you, they've done an amazing job. And Terry, who's led this particular initiative of really applying the pressure of what you're talking about. So we're trying to do our part. I think we are. I'm just going to say it. I think we're doing our part very well, and I'm proud to say that. And hopefully, this continues to apply pressure on our elected officials, on our cities, FWC, Coast Guard, Sheriff, and whatever we can do
To
to
that meeting, JJ should also be invited.
be a part of that. We're more than willing to do our part for sure. So, but I hear you loud and clear. Seriously.
I just want you to understand the spirit of what I was kind of saying.
Just don't say the word mitigation. That's all. All right. So maybe get a motion.
Yep, looking for a motion.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Lord have mercy. Motion by Michael Mankey, second by Chris Ensing. Any further board discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right.
All right. Second on the agenda here from reporting is a new travel initiative. This is just simply a tourism academy that really supports our CRM and the future of our new website, our new development of our CMS. We have a lot of new staff, a lot of new teammates.
Speaking of, there's someone in the corner there that
Yeah.
you haven't introduced.
I have not, I got so caught up in mitigation, it's been kind of weird.
Keep saying that word.
So, yeah, Chris, I'm gonna give you a hard time about that, man. It's okay though. That's why I love you. So
Are you going to introduce her?
yes, we have a lot of good news. We are fully staffed now, and thank you to administration and of course BOCC for approving our continuing initiatives of trying to grow. We have Miss Persha Alote here, homegrown from Citrus Hills, Citrus
High school?
High School.
You're a hurricane? Oh dear. I'm a pirate.
Citrus High School, lives in Homosassa, so we have some more Homosassa a part of the team here, and she's been with us for about a month now. She is our new administrative assistant. She is super smart. We're very pleased to have her part of the team. We're excited. I don't know if you have a microphone over there, Persha. Okay, she is. I think she's okay with not having a microphone. But please, maybe after the meeting, come up and introduce yourselves. Also, who is not here, Michael Corcoran. He's also our new Welcome Center specialist, customer service rep. In our Welcome Center, you might be familiar with that name. He used to work for the city with Park and Rec, and I believe with Andrea and her team. So he comes with a wealth of knowledge to the area. So that gives us 8, and then we'll be in a matter of weeks starting our Saturday operations at the Welcome Center, which we're really thrilled about because we are definitely seeing an increased amount of visitors coming in. So with that said, I'm really excited for Persha, and she's learning a lot. It's really cool because she's probably the youngest person on the team. Not probably, she is by far. But we're excited because we're also learning from her, in that in her generation, and she's kind of letting us know what they are listening to, not listening to, but I would say she's very mature for her age. So we're excited to have her on board. So welcome.
Nick, and welcome.
Yes, Nick is in Orlando at his first social media conference. Actually, we'll be talking about that.
Great.
All right.
All right, carry on.
So, with the new travel initiative, this is just a tourism academy with our current IDSS and Tempest group. It's actually in Status in Jacksonville, so we'll send a couple of people there. We'd like to send a couple of people there to more trainings, more information, more education. We want to kind of get better with our CRM and information and communication to our partners and our stakeholders, as we always do, monthly basis. And you guys are starting to see a lot more communications coming out of our office with links, socials, and things of the nature. So we want to just continue that. So that's it.
Okay, good for a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, motion by Michael Mankey, second by Luann Jacobs. Any further board discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
All right, so I'll go into my report. Of course, this is not in your packets because I can't do it 3-4 weeks in advance. So as you'll see, just some operations update. Our Welcome Center, our new operating hours. We're looking at this month into April, starting our Saturday. We just got to get our schedules aligned now that we have everybody in-house. So really excited about that. So if you guys happen to be driving by on a Saturday, you'll see us there. And we are looking for TDC volunteers every 8th Saturday. Joking.
What are the actual
Nancy was like, wait a minute, hold on, this is not going to work. I got kids. All right. Staff update again, affiliate. So Persia Alote, she's our new administrative assistant. Michael Corcoran, he's our new customer service rep, and I'm sure you guys will meet him actually, we'll talk about that pretty soon at our next PIT meeting. Of course, our Let's Discover, from another operation standpoint, our Let's Discover a YouTube digital series has been doing great. Nick and Stephanie are doing a great job. I don't know if you guys are keeping up with them too, but they are a quintessential pair. I believe they have a future in podcasting because their personalities could not be any different. But they get along well together, and they're doing a lot of cool things. I do feel like every day I have the wrong job because they're out on airboats, they're out at farms. I don't know if you saw the cow was coming into the golf cart, and it's a lot of, I'm going to say saliva. Okay, yeah, I'll say, yeah, I couldn't do that one. But they're having a good time, and I hope you guys see that the promoting of our destination and our businesses throughout the entire county, I really hope you see how that has evolved and grown just over the last couple of months. And we're really excited about what that program has done for us. All right, next slide. Our strategic plan, of course, is working. We talked about the tourism advocacy part, future development. We are still on onboarding phase for our GovOS and our short-term rental compliance. This is something that Commissioner Davis is really excited about. We will be bringing officially the proposal to TDC in May for our tourism improvement district. We got a couple more things we want to do as far as getting with our hoteliers, because that's what this is. This is going to make this possible as our ownership groups for our hotels. And I know Michael was with us when we toured Seminole County, and this is going to be the next evolution of our funding. Diversifying of what we're doing. And what this is a district. There's only 2 in the state. One is Ybor City. The other one is all of Seminole County. And what this is going to give us an opportunity to do is to increase our funding with the destination fee for hotels only, for people who are staying in hotels. And then a part of that, we'll be able to decide on how we want to use this extra money. For example, with Seminole County, they're using their extra funds for a massive indoor sports complex. They are all about sports. That's what they're going to do with their fund as they bond it out. So this is going to give us just some more firepower for our initiatives from a strategic planning standpoint. So we're looking forward to that. I'm sure Nancy, we'll get you in the fold as well, because we're going to have a couple of series of meetings with hoteliers, with our consultants, trying to figure that out. But we're going to start that process in May.
Did you hear what I said yesterday on the dais about it?
I did not. I'm sorry. I was on vacation yesterday.
I've been bringing it up a couple of times, and I want to make, I've probably gotten ahead of my skis because it's this board that, it's actually the other board that we'll put together for TID that decides where the money goes. Is that
Exactly.
correct?
Yep.
So I definitely got ahead of my skis. But I basically told my fellow board members that there is another funding source that we can use for ball fields.
Yep. I think we're.
It won't be up to us, it'll be up to that board.
Yeah, but it'll be exciting because now we'll know what that pot of money looks like, and then just like anything, any kind of major capital project, even though we're not collecting a lot, but for us to really do something special, we'll just be able to bond it out over 10 years, 20 years, whatever that project is. But we'll have to identify it, work backwards, figure out what we want. This is how much it's going to cost, and then we'll figure out what that fee is. And those fees are again attached to the hotel properties for when
Who is
visitors
the
come.
bonding entity? Would it be Citrus County?
It'll be Citrus County because they have, what's the word I'm looking for? TDC does not have the history behind it, the rating. So
Moderating.
so the county would have.
This
the
is a
rating.
separate board, so does this operate as an advisory board and the BOCC, yeas or nays, that advisory board? Because if we're the bonding authority, I assume we're gonna be the final authority. on
Yes.
how the
You,
money
you would
is
still have to, from the bonding standpoint, correct. The advisory board would be more so focused on carrying out the initiatives on how the money is going to be spent over the projects, whether it's beautification, whether it's a complex or something tourism related, obviously. But yes, from a bond standpoint, then that's when the BOC steps in.
Okay.
Sure. Yep. All right. This is the same slide as last month, but it hasn't changed, so that's why I put it up there again. This kind of shows, and I wanted to keep it up there because we have 3 new members today. This is talking about showing us where we've been traveling to from January to March currently. I want to give the microphone to Terry a little bit about our recent travels together to Berlin. We found some interesting things that we knew from an international scene standpoint. But the team is pretty much all over. Kelly, she just got back from Fort Lauderdale on a travel. We do a series of these shows, consumer trade shows called travel and adventure shows. Chicago, D.C., Dallas, Fort Lauderdale, New York. New York we didn't go to because they had that blizzard. So Terry made a calculative decision to say, you know what, I'm not going to fly there because if I do, I'm going to get stuck for years. So she didn't fly there, but it's like a 5-city tour. And these consumer shows, we meet people from all these different markets, and it's a great show for us from an awareness campaign standpoint. The newest show this year was Fort Lauderdale, that travel and adventure show just added. I'll let Kelly, if you don't mind, just talk about that briefly, your experience, last week. She was able to take in, I think you took the light rail in, right?
Yeah, so I drove over to Orlando, and out of Terminal C, I used the Bright Line to get down to Fort Lauderdale, so that was kind of a unique experience. And then, the Travel and Adventure Show, that was like my first show that wasn't an RV show, and I will say they're a lot more fun. They're still the consumer shows, which I love to do, and but it's definitely a more exciting crowd than all of, everybody that, anyway. I'm sorry, I shouldn't knock on the RV shows.
What's wrong with campers?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
A lot of people.
Welcome to the
Okay, I'm
team,
gonna leave
Ray. Welcome to the team.
Anyway, but like Avis said, it was the first. I'm so sorry. It was the
Kelly, normally it's me that sticks my foot in my mouth, so thanks for taking that on for me.
So like Avis said, it was the first time they were in Fort Lauderdale. So the people around me were saying that there wasn't a lot of traffic, but since I was just one person in the booth, I still thought it was a very, very busy show. So it was a good experience.
Awesome.
So is it better to do Brightline than to make that interminable drive?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what people were talking about. It was kind of like.
6 of one, half dozen of the
Yeah,
other.
but I mean, then you're not worried about driving, and I could check emails and things like that. So it is kind of.
It's cost effective too for the county.
Yeah, I won't lie to you. I love the Bright Line.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I think it's stunning. I took it and I've ridden it to West Palm Beach, not to be confused with Palm Beach. I can't afford to go to Palm Beach, but it was fun. I think I like it. I hope that it survives because it is a huge artery future. Because from an international standpoint, people want to be able to fly into Miami and come all the way up to Orlando and to the central part of Florida, without doing planes all the time. So it is vital that the Bright Line succeeds because you've seen some things in reports about, some of they're having financial troubles and things of that nature. But, I want to make sure we continue to support that company because I think it's really important to our success as well here locally.
I wish they did it from Tampa to Tallahassee because I would jump on that and get it to.
Yeah, so they're, of course, they are looking at obviously along the I-4 corridor. That clearly we're years away from that, but that's an evolution. I think it's inevitable. Just don't know how long it's going to take. So, but yeah. So thanks, Kelly, for that.
I lived in D.C. for 9 years, or just outside of D.C. for 9 years, and a good train system is really helpful.
Well, to be as international as Florida is, like we have to have more than just city buses and Ubers. So if you really want to be, and we are an international hub, we 100% are. So it's kind of like wild that we don't have a robust train system or metro system. And I know, I mean, our government, our agencies, our private sector, they realize that it's just, takes a lot of money to build rail. I want to say what a quarter of a mile is like $1 billion. It's something like weird like that. It's like a lot of money, So on that note, Nick is not here. Nick is at a social media education conference, actually at Disney. We found that opportunity, and we really wanted to take advantage of that because whether you like Disney or not, they do it the right way. They have a system, and they know marketing, they know social media, and he is, I want to say he's several thousand at that particular show, and I want to say he's going to probably bring back a lot of information for us. He's already been texting us and everything, different things about numbers and where things are going. So I'm excited to hear what he has to say when he comes back, and we'll talk about that too. And then I'll leave this to Terry because Terry, as her caricature says, she is the international queen of sales. For those who have seen our caricatures in the office, we're going to have those on the website soon, by the way. So we're excited about those. And Terry, talk a little bit about Berlin.
Sure. So the German market has been down more so than some of our others, other than Canada. So they are dealing with media that is putting out false information about how difficult it is to get into our country once they arrive. So there are rumors that you have to spit into a cup at customs, and if your DNA is put in the system, and or you have to show your. I mean, that's how ridiculous it is. You have to show your social media accounts. They have to scan it in order for you to be able to come into the country. I mean, it's just ridiculous. A lot of the people in the whole travel industry knows that that's not true. Most of them have been here and seen how easy it still is. So it's a matter of getting out the right message to the people there in Germany and dealing with the media. But so that's out of our control. What is in our control is keeping front of mind awareness, staying in front of them, coming up with new campaigns. So part of what I did when I was in Germany, I met with the larger tour operator travel companies, and we discussed marketing campaigns and how we are going to utilize our budget for the German market in 26 and 27. A lot of really good ideas. Obviously, kind of has a feeling I'm going to ask for more money for Germany in the budget phase this year. So if you could help support me in that, I'd appreciate it. But it's important because they still want to come, and they are still coming. I mean, I think you could ask any of the tour operators that, there's a German accent on the water most times. But so that is pretty much what it was. I had probably 27 meetings in 3 days. And it was poorly attended because all of the Middle East wasn't there. I felt so bad. They had these, like Dubai spent something like $150 million on their booth, on the trade show floor, and couldn't send anybody because of the war. So there was definitely a feel that there was some pieces missing. Some people couldn't come that were German tour operators because they were helping clients get home from Middle Eastern countries that they had sent over there, or even Australia, because Dubai is such a hub, a transfer spot for the Australian market. So anyway, that was it. It was a great show still. And it was beautiful and sunny and 60 degrees in Germany in March, which in the 9 years I've been going there has never been the case. So it was a really unique situation.
Spitting sleet.
And I'll add to the other Florida destinations that were part of our booth, our Visit Florida booth. Even though Visit Florida does not attend anymore, we've kind of created our own little hub. So Tampa Bay, us, Florida Keys, Florida, and Fort Myers, and the Sports Coast, Adam, down at Pasco County as well. So we had a good, strong contingency. And then, of course, it was several other USA cities as well. It was there as well. So. And we'll be putting a post out on that on our LinkedIn business page as well. So you'll see a lot of those updates there for our travels and booths and what they look like. So you guys will be able to see that there. Okay, so we're really pumped about this one. Our next PIT meeting will be next week, Wednesday, at the Harley-Davidson. And we're like so thrilled about this because gosh, this partisan tourism event has grown so much. And for those who don't know, Harley Davidson is really a tourism icon visitation as well. Like, people come from all over the U.S. to visit different Harley Davidson locations. I think Michael would probably see you shaking your head over there.
In the world, I mean.
And the world, yeah. It's really cool. So we were, looking out, I mean, where can we meet at next? And Nick was able to go out there and meet with Harley Davidson, and then they were like, let's do it. So we're doing it
They
there.
have a special, there's a special designation for that level of dealership too.
They do.
I can't remember what the title is, but it is.
They're almost like a.
Premier.
I believe
It's a actually, I think it's a destination dealership.
It is. They are like, it's almost like a regional.
call,
They're like a regional. It's almost like how IKEA is. They only put IKEAs between two cities, and then you just have to all go there, kind of, sort of. So we're really excited about that. So hopefully you all can attend. We'll be sending out reminders. Terry will be. Okay, as yesterday. See, that shows you how much I know. But yeah, so, and if you have any of your friends and colleagues that would like to come, please do. So we'll be in their pavilion area, and then hopefully we'll probably be able to get some tours out of it, as I'm sure we will. And then hopefully you guys like you'll be able to take a picture with that new wrapped Harley bicycle, which was done Chat GPT, but. I thought it came out very well. Tom, do you like the water tower?
On the upper right, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Very prominent, right?
People,
Yeah.
people come to Harley Davidson's just to buy a T-shirt and say that they were there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a destination.
Yeah.
So
So
in Germany, there was a company that does tours to the Harley Davidson dealerships, and so them opening put us on the map with a bunch of different
Yeah.
tour companies.
So saying that, I would like to take advantage of more of places like this, that people just don't normally see, and I think it's going to probably be a first time. Usually at the meetings, at the events, always people raise their hands and say, "Hey, how many people have been into this location?" And so it'll be kind of cool to see how many hands get raised next week. So hopefully to see you guys there, and that'll be, of course, at 3:30 to 5 o'clock.
We'll have to go there before there so we can raise our hands.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just checked my calendar. It looks like y'all's staff and Reese finally got coordinated.
Yes. I've sent
calendar
Mr. Reese several updates and everything. So
Correct address, correct
Yeah.
time.
awesome,
Good to go.
awesome. Well, awesome, great. Okay, so on to some Zartico information. Let's see, hold on just for a second here. Sorry about that. So what I did was, this is just showing for January, January, February of 26, the last couple of months. This is just talking about, this is not in your packet. This is still part of my report. This is just talking about visitors in the destination. And I think, over the last 2 months, we've had a really strong manatee season. I do believe that the weather has been a benefit to us because we had a lot of cold here. And now, for some people, we hated it. But for business purposes, it was actually really good. And I'll email this out, my individual packet out to you all, so don't worry about that. So for the last 2 months, from a Zartico standpoint, of our visitors, 24% were visitors, and that was up over the same time last year, which is good. Of course, out of state, I do like to see that number. That was strong at 59%. So of that 24%, 59% were out of the state, which is great. And then you kind of see the comparison of the local visitor versus the resident. That's always kind of good to see. Of course, our local visitor, those is like, Marion County, Sumter, touches parts of Hillsborough sometimes, and of course, Pasco, Orange, depending on where you are in the county. So kind of keep that in consideration. So really happy to see those numbers for the last couple of months. Of course, again, you see the out-of-state visitor, 59%. Spending from visitors, 27%. That was up. Now, this is all going along January, February. Of course, my favorite part is the local business part. That's 31%. That's also another increase. The spend, it gets a little tricky. I feel like it depends on how businesses code in the visa system. So that number, I don't really, harp on too much, even though it's showing it's down. But it just really depends on how our vendors are coding, whether it's retail, attractions. And a lot of ours, it's very weird because a lot of our attractions have retail spaces. So some of us are getting coded as retail and not attractions. So just kind of keep that in mind. And for Tracy, Nancy, and Ray, we've talked about it before because you all come into the office for your orientation. For the board who doesn't know, we did orientations for all the new members of the TDC, and we were just telling them how when we calculate this data, we calculate it two ways. One way, of course, is geolocation from the cell phone, and then, of course, in-market credit card swipes. So everything that you see here, I really stand behind. We really stand behind it because we feel like it's more of a conservative number because everything is in-market credit card swipes. So anything someone books online, we actually don't get credit for that from a number standpoint. So it's not like we're overcasting numbers or the numbers are inflated because these are just in-market swipes. All right. Now, before you go to the next slide, and again, I'm gonna email all these out for you guys. This is just pretty much our origin markets. Obviously, the darker the bubble is, the greater concentration, and then it goes on along with the size as well. So you can kind of see from a visual standpoint where over the last 2 months our visitation has come from. And I'm gonna let Christina go to the next slide. Okay, so this is kind of dealing with the market share of those markets from a listing standpoint. Obviously, you see Tampa, Orlando, they are traditionally 1 and 2, but then you see what share of the spend they each represent. It was good to see New York, of course, Atlanta on there, Detroit, Michigan, Gainesville, Chicago, and they talk about, their actual shares and then how much they actually spend in the marketplace. Clearly, you're going to see Orlando and Tampa a little bit less than some of the other markets, which makes sense because the other markets are probably, staying longer or staying the night, something like that. So that's also a good thing to see. When we see data like this, we try to use some of this as part of the 8 slices of the pie when it comes from a marketing advertising standpoint, because we use some of this data too, of course, when we're target marketing and target media buys to some of these markets where we are strong or where we want to become a little bit stronger or where there's opportunity, especially when a market is spending more money, things of that nature. I'll even ask Luann and Michael and even Ray from a lodging, or even Nancy as well, from a lodging standpoint, are you guys seeing something that's reflected in your guests in regards to out-of-towners?
Ours is 100% out of town now. So, I mean, that's, we're 200 plus right now. Again, the map was, I mean, that's our visitors from Chicago east.
Okay.
So that's where we're at. We don't draw anything from the Western market.
Mm-hmm. East of the, I guess west of the Mississippi, I guess.
For our snowbird market, it's completely what you focused on.
All right, well, that's kind of good to see some comparables, Michael.
And plus Canadians, yeah.
All right.
Pretty much the same, yeah. No,
Okay.
obviously we don't get many people from Crystal River sleeping here from.
Right.
Their wife kicked them out of the house or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Luann, what about you?
Yeah, ours are all out of town.
Okay, good. I know Ray was saying, I think, Ray, you mentioned earlier before the meeting about an 80-mile radius, like a large contingency where you guys were 80-mile radius as far as your stays at your resort, not necessarily from other places, but just within that range.
Well, as of May 1st,
okay,
it drops to that percentage around, we get no out-of-staters.
Yeah.
In the summertime, which was miraculous to me. Most of the families go to the Panhandle.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they're visiting at. So we get, all of ours is a local 80-mile, 70-mile radius around, the resort in the summertime is what we've learned, which is, we're trying to capture more, but,
Okay.
It's just time.
And Ray and Nancy, some of these reports, all the reports, if you guys want to see something a little bit different, of course, you can just email me or the staff. And if you're going to say, hey, can you show me this maybe, or can you tell us this? Let us know, and we can pull it for by quarter, by a whole year. We can go back a couple of years, and we can kind of do some, and it show us the differences in, hey, this time last year, this is what it was. Zartico, since we have purchased or partnered with Zartico, they have evolved in their reporting. So a lot of the reportings have changed as well. So if you guys need something or have any ideas, please let us know, and hopefully we can help your properties as well. And from a standpoint.
Sure. Great.
All right, Terry.
Okay. Good news, bad news time. All right, so again, we're always behind a 3-month curve with the revenue collection. So these numbers I'll show you are November and December. I believe you have October and November in your packets, but you'll get these as well. November, you can see that we were down year over year by 25%. Keep in mind, in November of last year, there were people unhoused and staying in our hotels due to the hurricanes. So not too concerned. I mean, it's terrible that we're not as, down 25%, but therein lies the reason. The fifth penny collection for the capital reserves was $35,000. On our year-to-date, and as of the end of the collections for November, we were down overall 25% year over year. In December, got a little better. We were only down 24.6%. Try to stay optimistic, Max.
How does that compare to 23, if 24 was a balloon?
I can tell you that here. In 23, our revenue collection in December was $204,427. So we would be up in a normal year. That would be an up number. So that'll help. Is that what you were asking? Just
Yes.
for clarification. Okay. And then you can see that the year over year we're down 12% in our collections for those months from October through December. Total capital reserve is just over $2,072,228.75. Let's not forget that. Next. The STAR report. These will be for December and January. Again, you'll notice the trend is we're pretty consistent with all of our other comp set. A lot of red numbers over there on the right. Again, ours are down largely due to the comparison of last year at this time. Was a lot of FEMA rooms still. Any questions about the December STAR? Next.
Is all the FEMA is gone?
Yeah, they're all gone now. That's what I'm hearing from Quality Inn, who housed a lot of them. The Econo Lodge, and yep, that one. Days Inn, thank you. And then again for January, again, this is
Year-to-date December.
year-to-date December, sorry. And it's always the same pattern, so. Next, we got January, starting to look a little bit better. The FEMA rooms really lasted until about March and April of this year, so we probably won't see any positive reflection until those numbers start rolling in. So, questions about this one? Year to date?
Same as the month.
Say again?
Year-to-date, same as the month-to-date, because it's the same. It's
That is right. Very good point.
There's no other month.
Okay, I'll just kind of mention just the social media again. You see our followers there. Been doing a lot of focus on our YouTube subscriptions. So those are rising. Facebook, Instagram, of course, are doing well. I know Kelly's going to have a moment here shortly, but a lot of our rise in numbers, what we're seeing is because of we're hosting so many influencers and media-related travel fam tours where we've been very, very extremely busy. let's just say our petty cash box that features all of our tips have we've been doing a lot of reconciliations and a lot of checks. Which is good, which is a good thing. So I'll go. You can go to the next slide. And that's just our account for, of course, social media and our Instagram particular page. Let's see. And next slide. And then I'll leave this to Kelly, I guess, to talk about her busyness with all of the groups that she has been managing very, very well.
Yeah, so these, oh, sorry. This is for December and January, so I'll just kind of run through the list there. So Odie Ruiz was from Mexico. She was an actress and travel influencer. Leah Rumack was with Zoomer Travel from Canada. She was a journalist here doing an article on the manatees, and both of those opportunities came from working with Visit Florida. And then we go on to Carolina Grabova. She is a travel writer based in Orlando. James and Meg were travel creators outside of Atlanta, Georgia. Paige Bryant was a foodie influencer in the Orlando area. And then I also hosted the Manatee Capital Media Fam Tour in January. That consisted of a lady, Amy West. She is from WTSP 10 Tampa Bay news host. She's also an influencer. Shannon Devine, who is an influencer based in Tallahassee. Samantha Longton is from Orlando, and Jasmine Charbonnier is from Tampa as well. And then the capturing couple was Florida-based travel and adventure couple. So I've hosted those, and I just want to go through. As Alva said, I was super busy. Just kind of want to run through a list of all the partners that just those tours encompassed, all the companies that I was working with to book those tours and tip those partners on their activities. So I'm just going to read a list for you. Retreat at Crystal Manatee, Historic Monkey Island Riverside Resort, Paddletail Waterfront Lodge, Holiday Inn Crystal River, Paddles Outdoor Rentals, Manatees in Paradise, Taylor's Mermaid Aquarium, Three Musketeers at the Retreat, Amy's on the Avenue, Wallace's at the Greenhouse, Cattle Dog Crystal River, Waterfront Social, Bayside Craft Kitchen, Waterfront Adventures, Plantation Adventure Center, Salty Sirens, KC Wine Bar, Seafood Cellar, Tea House, Vintage on Fifth, Beans and Greens, Monkey Island Adventures, Cattle Dog Homosassa, Crump's Landing, Catch 22, Always Abound, Peck's Old Port Cove Seafood Restaurant, Kane's Cattle Company, PT Airboat Tours, Explorida, Nature Coast Eco Tours, Casey's Custom Adventures, Three Sister Springs, and Ellie Schiller Wildlife State Park. So, yeah.
And that doesn't even include the media and the commercials and the places. So that was about, what, 29, 30
7 tours.
businesses, you know. So, no, Kelly is...
We definitely, our partners, they love seeing me.
Yeah.
They love it when I come in. So, yeah, a lot of work for those. So you can go to the next slide. And then these are some of the PR reports from December with 3 million impressions. That actually came solely from, we got 2.6 million impressions alone from the Fox 13 Dinner Diaz segment that we had with Catch 22 and Chef Richard. He was preparing crab cake recipe live on the air. It was like it's supposed to be an easy recipe that you could prepare at home. So that got a lot of views, and then the rest of the views were from the hosts, the influencers that we've hosted. So you can go to the next slide. And for January, we had 732,000 impressions from the hosting that I did as well. So next slide.
All right.
I'm good.
Well, that'll be all from us. Very busy the last 2 months.
Well done.
Again, I really believe it's been a good season so far for Manatee season. Hopefully it even reflects even more, and obviously from the lodging standpoint. The team has done a miraculous job, an amazing job with dealing with how busy we've been, from launching a magazine, launching new programs for ecotourism, expanding our team, traveling. We've been a little bit of everywhere. So kudos, hats off goes to them. So thank you, TDC for support.
So other business by council members. Has anybody here not heard of the green print process we just went through for the county? Thank you, Chris, for going to one of the workshops. I bring this up because it is at least tangentially related to what we're working on with this board and with y'all, is the ecotourism aspect and being very good stewards of our blessings here in this county, right? So the green printing, there was a big presentation yesterday. If you don't know how to access it on the clerk's site, I'm happy to help you with that or get it emailed to you or whatnot. But it's definitely worth going through. The green print is essentially like a blueprint for a house. This is the green print for the county. And it identified through 7 different maps, it identified things that we need to preserve in the county. And it's, let's see if I can remember them: drinking water, surface water, wildlife corridors, threatened and endangered species and habitat, agriculture. I'm almost there. Historic and cultural resources, and I'm missing one. There's 2 waters, 2 animals, agriculture, access to recreation.
Okay.
And so the maps show on each of those 7 aspects is overlaid with where our developments are considered the urban area, which is Lecanto, with all that growth going in there. And it has the green, which is the state and federal lands that are in conservation already. And then white just shows everything that's unprotected. And what is terrifying is that our drinking water aquifer recharge is completely unprotected from development. And so these are the things I just want all of y'all to hopefully pay attention to this, and let's keep brainstorming ways to work together to preserve our environment. I do intend to, aside from possibly going to a sales tax referendum either in 26 or in 28, there may be that funding for land conservation. Aside from that, I want to get a land trust started for the county.
Are you gonna do like some sort of a summary from you had 3 different, didn't you have like 3 different vignettes or?
We did, and that's the report that he gave yesterday.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So
How can we get that? You said
it's on the clerk's site. Why don't we pull that document and just send it to the board members? Can we do that?
Okay.
Specifically, the 2 for the land. I mean, if y'all are interested in the sales tax portion, we can pull that and send it as well.
Okay.
The YouTube video that you had to explain how to understand all of that, educate the voters on what was important, what are the categories, that was excellent.
I am just blown away about this green print, and they just did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, that was a great survey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get with communications and administrative to see if they can get us that particular portion of the meeting, where we can send it off to TDC for sure.
Yeah, it was a lot of backup documents. There's essentially a PowerPoint plus a very thick report
Okay.
for green print, but then also Trust for Public Land is about to put a survey in the field, hopefully by tomorrow, to survey, and it's a statistically valid survey that pulls voter records that are demographically, it's pretty much an exact representation of the makeup of our county, voter-wise. And they will phone people and ask, basically poll them on, would you be willing to vote in this for 100% infrastructure? Does it, if we add 10% for land conservation, does that make you more or less likely? So they'll be doing all that polling. But regardless, I think that we can certainly do a land trust because, and I've given this speech a few times, one of the snarkiest things I've ever heard a commissioner say, and I can't even remember which one it is, I honestly don't, and I wouldn't want to throw them under the bus anyway, but is when people come to us and scream about overdevelopment, the response is, well, you could buy that property and put it into conservation. And, it's a $2 million property or it's a $5 million property. And it's like, that is just snarky. That's not a good, these are legitimate fears for all of us that love the Nature Coast. And so with a land trust, you can put in $20 a year. You can put in $200 a year. You can put in $2,000 a year or whatever. Becomes a more group, effort. We can afford to do this. So, because I believe the sales tax, the average household, and they run those numbers because they go by average income in the county and average purchasing, percent of their discretionary funds goes into a sales tax where sales tax is levied. It's not levied on food and medicines and so forth. And they came up with basically it's $10 extra a month for a 1 cent sales tax levy. So if we get, say, 10% of that, and I think they're going to test 5, but if we get some percentage of that for land conservation, that's literally people putting in $12 a year or $6 a year for a tax. So, so I'm really proud of this because, as I mentioned, I grew up here and I like the development. I like the correct development in the correct places, but we've got to protect the important stuff. So, and by the way, they force you to choose 3 of the 7 to prioritize.
It's difficult.
And it's excruciating. And it was, and which one did you go to?
I just saw the YouTube video.
You just did the
and
online,
did the
okay.
online survey. Yeah.
The number 1 was drinking water. Number 2 was wildlife corridors, and number 3 was agriculture.
Good.
Not roads.
This is great, yeah.
Roads is fixed.
Yeah.
But it's important to note that small money can attract big money. So for ag and for wildlife corridors in particular, there's lots of grants that come down from Tallahassee. And if we put in some matching funds, 10%, 20%, that makes it a lot easier to pull those grants down from Tally. So a little bit of money in this area will go a very long way.
And it was a tough choice to do only 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you pick?
I would not say it in public.
Actually, the 3 that were, the order wasn't quite the same, but those are the 3 I picked.
I'm trying to think.
I did, what do you need more than, to survive? You need water, food, shelter.
Yeah.
So mine was water, food, ag, and then wildlife corridors.
Honestly, I think agriculture was probably my number 1, I believe.
You like your food more than your water?
I mean, like you said, it was a hard choice, right?
It's a very hard choice.
Well, then the difficulty of choosing between surface water and springs, it was like, what's the difference?
Well, surface water was the clear winner in the Crystal River workshop because they're, it's everything.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not to say that you don't, you prioritize those 3, but the tiebreakers come in with the other 4, right? So Kathy Turner Thompson, God bless her, went to all 3 workshops. You know who she is? The historic, yeah. So anyway, from the Historical Society. So anywho, anybody else have anything to talk about?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Inverness has their march on, and that's we've dedicated the whole month to events. It started with the senior game ceremonies, and then this Friday from March 13th to the 15th is the Nature Coast Bike Fest at Whispering Pines. We've got the Big Bass Bluegrass and Barbecue starting on the 13th with music and bluegrass. We're just going on through the month, continuing to do events every weekend and during the week for the whole month of March. And then there's the St. Patrick's Day Parade. So come to Inverness.
Coming up on the spot, do you have any idea about how many registered anglers there are for that?
No, they don't tell us that. That's kind of like a secret. But I do know that it's more than last year.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Grows every year. Awesome. All right.
So, tourism related, the city of Crystal River raised enough money to buy a music stage, similar to what you all did when you bought it a lot less than what it cost us to buy.
Well,
So we were able to raise that money. The city's a little bit different. We don't have the same type of budget, so we had a lot of people that stepped forward to that. So I think it'll be interesting to see how we manage that against like what we do and what those people are happy with, I guess. But they know that they're part of this thing. So we're supposed to have the stage by June, I think. And the city of Inverness has offered the use of their stage so we can kind of use it as a, hey, see what we're going to be doing sort of thing. So I think it's great. So we're planning some of our first concerts in Crystal River, hopefully soon, very soon. I think we do have some dates, don't we? There you go.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. So I think it was a good thing.
Yay.
The other thing is, when can we get that short-term rental information?
We're looking to have information in about a month as far as the actual numbers, the first set of numbers coming out. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's it for me.
Cool.
Anyone else?
And I'll say this if you don't mind, Commissioner. Thank you. And I guess we didn't even talk about it, as much, but because I feel like it's been so long ago now. But thank you so much from us, from the staff, and the support of the magazine release party event that we had. Many of you were there, and even though you're not there, you were still supportive, of course. But it was an amazing event, very well attended. I believe all 3 covers, everyone seemed to love them. It represented the entire county, not just one section of our destination. The articles, kudos to Max, Tom. Who else was in here? The authors in here? No, but you two were some of the contributors. The articles that we had, and the magazine has been a big hit. I was just in Hernando. I live in the middle of the county, and I stopped by Cattle Dog on Saturday, and they have our acrylic holders at that particular location. They just expanded that particular Cattle Dog location, so now they're in both sides of the business. And they were completely out. They had, I want to say, 2 or 3 cases of the magazine, of the Discover magazine, and they're completely out. So I know we have 35,000-ish that we did, and it seems like the community is in love with the magazine, and I know we have them out all over the entire county, in our hotels, our restaurants, tour operator businesses, retail, everywhere, So Kelly has done a good job at that as well. We're really with the rest of the team too. So if you guys see any business while you're out and you want any, or if you frequent a business and you don't see our magazine there, please let us know, because we have the acrylic holders for the businesses where they can put on their countertops or bolted into the wall. I know City Hall has them as well. So both city halls. So thank you for that as well. So I just want to say thank you.
And Al was at the senior games distributing them. I saw people all over the.
I was always distributing our magazines, So.
Those,
He is our 9th. No.
Oh, that's right, Mark.
Mark is our 9th employee from Homosassa Distillery. And then Al, you're number 10. Okay, he'll give you number 10. So.
I also forgot to say that Max won a gold medal at the senior games.
Congratulations, Max.
Wow.
For being the most senior?
Yeah. He didn't get that.
Max, was it
The competition was
powerlifting?
not great, but I was 33 and 31/100ths of a second faster than I won the state senior games at for the 5K time. So Inverness, it's a tough place.
Good job.
I want to, first of all, 3 years ago at the March meeting, I came in to protest the closure of the Izzard boat ramp, first because losing a small boat ramp hurt, but mostly for historical reasons.
Then we put you on the board as retaliation.
Exactly. That's it was like, wow, no good deed goes unpunished.
Don't complain unless you're gonna do something with that.
Yeah.
But so some of you may have seen that the Chronicle ran an article on. We still haven't decided to change the name of the boat ramp. It's still awaiting legal review. It's been for a while, but they've given me permission to start raising money to have a historical marker that commemorates the Battle of Izzard Landing and the death of Lieutenant James Farley Izzard in 1836. And unfortunately, the organization that I was counting on to be my funding monitor is going out of business. So I'm in the process of approaching some of the other historical oriented organization. But the question that has come up every place I go, because they know I'm on the tourism council, is how come we don't use tourism money to buy that $3,500 plaque that can only be bought from one company, and it's made the exact same way by state decree. And I don't want to have the discussion, and when we do, I will recuse myself, but I think that's probably going to happen next time we have the schedule is, are we allowed to and are we willing to spend money for historical?
Capital project
Right.
fund.
Is a plaque a capital project? That's the real.
A mural in Crystal River is, so I would assume this is. And that's his tourism for historical things is certainly there. So I don't see any reason why we couldn't. But that's what do you think?
Yeah, I'll just have to look at legal. I don't really know. I know most state historical markers are done by the state, and they fund them. Is usually how it goes. So I don't know with this particular one, but I'll just have to look at it. I can just look at it. I don't really know.
I
But
think
I'll look at
Turner
legal.
Thompson would know. She's done them.
I know all of the markers that we have up now have been either by the from a jurisdictional standpoint, either by the city from an incorporated standpoint, or by the state.
Okay, you may have that perspective based on some information. Last time we talked about this, I was told, go up to our own office upstairs, the economic development, and they manage it.
Yeah,
But
I can look into it though. For
They
sure.
only manage it if it is going to be placed on, in this case it is, on county property.
Right.
But the vast majority of them are actually done by Daughters of the American Revolution, Sons of the American Revolution, by 501(c)(3)s that their purpose is historical preservation.
Right. Okay.
So
We'll get together. We'll get
yeah,
together.
worth doing the research and getting an answer. So
Thank you.
All right. Anything else? All right. Open to the public. Any updates, guys? Huh? Leslie, nothing? All right, then we are adjourned.
Thank you. Gotta go.